Is Pinterest the right way to grow your business in 2026? Hey, it's Heather here, the Money Making Connector. And today I'm going to share with you my workflow for creating pins for Amazon products. And I'm going to start with product research and show you exactly how I do it and just take you through the process. So here we go. I just wanted to share my workflow for um, deciding what I want to pin. I'm currently working on an article on fall travel and creating a capsule wardrobe. So one of the things on in my article is packing cubes. So I put in here packing cubes for travel compression because that's actually what I'm looking for. And my qualifications is they have to be selling. So I want to make sure that there's something that's selling, and they have to be at least 4 stars, preferably higher than that, like 4.5 or whatnot. And then ideally, we want something that has a creator connection or an earn per click. And that's where this comes into play. This a check for creator connections, and that says include ASINs with only an EPC, which is earn per click. I want everything because chances are there's probably not many that just have. Now, while that's working, if I click on this, it will stop this. So I just kind of look and see. And while it's populating, you'll notice this does not show up until I say that I'm looking for that. So sometimes you don't even have to expand, but you can see this has a creator connection. It has sales. There are already carousel options, and I'll open that up so you can see what all those things are. But this may be a really great option. It is selling, it's 4.6 stars, and we know it's selling. This, notice, has no sales, no upper carousels, and it's a 10% creator connection. So that's probably not one that I want to do. So I just do a precursory look to see what's going to pop up. Here's some other options that are popping up. Bagsmart has some great options. And this is where finding a brand to collaborate with could be helpful. But this is basically what my workflow looks like. So it's still working. We're going to let it run. I'm going to pause this while it continues to run, and then I'm going to come back. Okay, so just finished. It says it's done, and they found 16 different campaigns. So we're going to expand that. It opens it up, and now here's where I don't want to say the magic happens, but here's where you have additional questions. One, you can remove anything that's a duplicate or no discount at all. So we'll actually go through each one. Only show placement opportunities. Since I'm doing a pin, I don't necessarily really care about placement opportunities. However, if I'm doing a review, I definitely want the opportunity to show up in the carousel. So I do use that. Remove prior chats. That's good if you're going to ask for a sample and you've already have requested something. You can click that and it would remove no sales. I definitely want to click that and see if it took off 3. So now we're down to 13. Remove less than 60 days. I'm going to click that. We're just going to see if it takes any off. It did take off 3 more, which is good because it is going to take me some time. Remove duplicates. So that's if a brand has more than one opportunity, we can do that. And then now we're down to 4. And then you could also remove if it doesn't have an EPC. And all of these have both. So these are really good. I'm going to select all, and then I'm going to expand this into a new window. So open all in a selected new window. So when I click that, it'll open a new window with all 4 of these tabs selected, and then I can continue on my research. That's how I do it. Okay, so I went through all of those and it came up with 4 that were left. It was these last 4 windows. Actually, let's see, it's probably this one, this one, this one, and that one. So these 4 right here is what it returned. I did, so I looked through them, see which one I wanted. I believe it's this one that I decided that I wanted to do. So then what I do is I save images to use in the rest of the workflow. So we're going to click on this image. I right click it. I have it already set up to go to my Pinterest folder, and then I'm just going to call it packing cube 1. Usually I like to do at least 2 images. We'll do this one, packing cube 2. I will caution though to use when you use a model, an image with a model in it, chances are when AI works, it may decide to use this person as the model in your image. So you might want to probably choose something without that, or make sure in your directions that you tell it not to use that model. Okay, so now I'm going to show you the different ways that I create a pin. And first I'm going to share my screen. So I create pins a couple of different ways, and I like to see the different results, and I'm hoping that this is going to work because sometimes ChatGPT is a little bit slow. So the first way I'm going to show you is I'm going to use a prompt that I've adapted specifically for my brand, and I want to create 6 pins, and I'm going to do detailed. So I'm going to go to this detailed. I'm going to copy the prompt, I'm going to paste it in here. Because it's such a long prompt, it does convert it to this document. And then I'm going to add my 2 images that I just created today, which are packing cube 1 and packing cube 2. I'm going to open, and I'm not going to put a picture of me in it yet. I want to wait and see what the prompt, what it creates, right? So I want to wait and see what happens there. So then you want to make sure that you're on high. So you want to make sure that that is selected. And then you also want to click there and make sure you hit create image. So I'm going to do this, and it should return 6 different images. So we're going to let it think. I'm going to pause the video while it's doing that and see how long it thinks for. Let's see. Okay, so it's done thinking, and now you see that I have 6 images. We're just going to look at them. I really like them. So this one, so the reason why I created my own prompt is because I have some branding, colors and whatnot, colors and feel. And as you notice, it created a model itself without me telling it, kind of like a over 50 person, which is what I like. And then different images. I'll just go through them all so you can see. Actually, and then with one button, it will download all 6 images. So all 6. So then I download them all. Then I say, now create SEO for each pin. So now this is basically cut and paste right here. So what I do now, and I don't know if this will actually pick up on screen, but what I do now is I open up my downloads folder, and now that I have the names of the pins, I'll actually take that off. I'm going to make this a little bit smaller. I take that response from ChatGPT, and now I go through each one and I kind of make sure that the type, so I do think the file names matter when I upload it to Pinterest. So I name the image the same as what I'm going to use in the title. So I'll go through and I'll name each one what it is. And then I'll go over to Pinterest and schedule those out. So that's how I do number 1. Okay, so that was option 1. Now I'm going to show you option 2, which is the EasyPin AI Studio. By the way, all the tools that I'm talking about today will be in the show description down below if you're interested in any of them, specifically Oink for influencers, EasyPin AI Studio, and anything else that I'm using. So, okay, so now I'm going to create using the EasyPin AI Studio. And what we do here is you can upload a model if you want, but I'm going to let the studio decide. And now I'm going to upload my product images. You can do up to 4 at a time. Product scale, let AI understand the true size of your product. No, I'm going to I leave this as default. I want Pinterest 2 to 3. I want to create, so now here is where you can create. You can do 1 at a time if you wanted and do 1 of each, or AI generated auto write text. So I want a text overlay. You can choose no text overlay. And then I do put here, use a female over 50 for a model. Clothing is for travel, but that was my previous one. But I'm actually going to take out custom directions. I'm going to see what they come back. And then if I did want specific colors for my brand, I could pop them in here, which the best way to do that is have a note so it's easy to cut and paste. So I'm going to create 4 images. And I do want affiliate disclosure. No, I want this is an Amazon product, so I want the Amazon disclosure. And if I wanted specific keywords, which I do, I'm actually going to put in travel. I'm going to put packing cubes, and I think that's it. Um, let's let's actually see what they come up with. And then I want auto suggest scenes. So we're going to see what scenes this will say: open suitcase, stylish dresser, neatly folded travel, hotel room unpacking for a getaway, and closet shelf for the next adventure. So then all I do is I'm going to create 4 images. It will return 2, and then it will keep working and return the next 2. And you have 24 hours to basically download, save, or upload to Pinterest. And the best way to do this is to do it when you're ready to schedule, whether you're using a scheduler or putting them into Pinterest and manually scheduling them out. So we got 1, we got 2, and then it's going to keep working. And then it actually did not give me a description of the item, probably because I didn't tell it what it was. I'm guessing. I'm not really sure what happened here. Okay, so now it actually gave me all 4 images. They're all right there. Usually this is super quick and super easy to use. You have everything right here. You save them, download each one, rename your files, and then upload, cut and paste these right into Pinterest or your scheduler, and you're good to go. So I am going to save these images because I think they're really good. But just a note of why you might want to give more details. So if you notice, so my audience in general is older. Their model that they pick here is younger for sure. So that could be a custom, but I could say be sure if using a model to make sure that she's over 50. I like the images. I think they're really good. Save, 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 save. So that's option 2 for creating pins. And then I'll show you my last option. So option number 3 for creating pins is, especially if you're just starting out, is to do this, create a Pinterest pin from this image. So what I do here is I'll upload my files, create a Pinterest pin. All I do is I'll click that. And let's see, it might ask me to re-upload the images. Let's see what it says. Please upload your product image. Yeah, so we're going to re-upload those. So 1, Amazon associate, do not include on the image, just in description. Do detailed text on image. See what returns, and use earthy tone colors for a mature woman traveling. And then just hit return, and then it's only going to give me 1 image, but we're going to go ahead and send that prompt, and it's going to think. So this is the image. It's a kind of a listicle, shows the benefits and everything. And I like it, so I'm going to download it, but I'm going to say regenerate with minimal text. And let's see how long it takes to return the next one. So that way I have 2 options doing it this way. But now I have a ton of options for one item. I basically have I have about 12 different pins that I can create, which is great. The deal is you don't want more than 1 pin a day going to the same URL. So I'm going to have a travel article. I will have a product page, and then I will have an idea list. That's 3 different places for basically the same idea. But mostly I want to get traffic to my website. So I'm going to probably focus more on sending the pins to my website, and then I'll have links inside there. So that's it. And I think that that's really good as well. So I'm going to download that. That's done. And now all I have to do is say SEO, and it will return probably just 1 SEO title and description, and then I'll ask for another one. So depending on your workflow, you could also do a table, and that way you have these, but it's easiest is, so after you create the pins, you have lots of different things that you could do, but I find that the easiest and most or best use of your time is to get them on Pinterest scheduled right away. So whether you're using your own scheduler, doing it manually, you have 30 days on Pinterest if you use the Pinterest scheduler to space them out, which probably, if you wait every 3 days, is probably for 12 pins is not going to be long enough. So then you could either set a reminder for you, create them in drafts, and then schedule them out as it gets further along. So then maybe you do 10 and then you upload it that way, or you use Tailwinds and make it super streamlined and super easy to change the title and description, but keep them all going to the same URL. So that's basically my workflow. It can take a long time, but if you go into it knowing, okay, I'm going to create 10 pins for this one piece of content. So the pins generate the traffic. So the pins generate the traffic to the product listing on Amazon or to your blog post, website, whatever. You can have infinite amount of pins going to one piece of content, which drives your product sales. So that's my process. The biggest problem, or I would say bottleneck, is knowing that sometimes it is a slow build. So especially if you have something seasonal, you want to start at least 30 days prior to that season popping off. So say Halloween, you want to start that minimum in September 1st. So that way your pin has time to gain momentum, show the algorithm what's going on, and get the right eyeballs on it. So that's what I found to be a little bit of a distraction, because a lot of times you don't see results right away. I have seen clicks. One thing that I realized is that I need to deep link, because I'm getting clicks on my website and that stuff, but my product links are not deep linked, and they really should be inside my article. So I can track it and see the traffic, because Amazon doesn't show you. It doesn't show you where the clicks are coming from. And if you deep link, then you have a better idea. If you're interested in any of the products or tools that I'm showing you in this video, check out the description below and be sure to tune in next week. Maybe I'll talk about deep linking. Do you know what deep linking is? Or I'm also thinking about, maybe I'll actually tell you, I had a little bit of an aha moment, is I'm not abandoning the Amazon influencer on-site videos. And I did put a little bit of a backseat to that, which I saw a drop in my income. And I don't want to let that go, because I think actually this is kind of where we're going to start seeing the hobbyist influencer disappear, which means that if we stay consistent on Amazon, we have more of an opportunity. So which one would you like to see me talk about next? I will talk to y'all later. Have a great week.